You're listening to Tim McKinney of ITW Evercoat. Evercoat, the brand trusted by more shops for automotive, commercial, and marine repairs than any others for almost 70 years. Bringing you continued innovations like Light Speed Repair System to streamline and improve repairs at the speed of light. Optex Filler with color-changing technology, and Optex Super Build with a built-in guide coat. And now, here's Tim.
Hello everyone, Tim with Evercoat. Hey, wanted to come at you this time and talk a little bit about Evercoat Optex Technology. What is it? What does it mean? Okay, we've got some fillers that have the name Optex on it, and we have a primer that has the name Optex on it, and we have a new Lightspeed product with the name Optex on it. So here's what Optex means from us. If it has the name Optex on it, it's a color transitioning material. What does that mean? So if it's a color transitioning material, it's going to change colors either in the curing process, which is what the fillers do, or during the sanding process, which is what the primer does. So for the Rage Optex product, we'll say, Rage Optex, when you pull it out of the can, it's bubblegum pink. Okay. You mix it with the blue cream hardener, it's kind of a light purplish pinkish color. You put it onto the panel, and after it's gone through its curing process, it transitions to that green, bluish, grayish color to let you know, hey, it's ready to do something with. It's a nice touch because when you're working in a shop, you can multitask in the sense that you can apply the product, walk away, and when it's changed colors, it lets you know you can sand on it now or sand on a little bit later because it sands so well with the eco resin in it. So that's the one side of the transitioning that it takes place for the filler. For the primer, okay, same thing. You open up Optex Super Build, look inside the can. Hey, guess what? It's pink. You mix it with the 4-to-1 catalyst, either 733 or 734, and you spray it on the panel, it stays pink. So what I say for the Optex Super Build is it sprays pink and it stays pink. So now the ink, the pink is on the outside of it as a guide coat. As you're sanding, what happens is the high spots, the pink sands off first. The low spots, well, that's where the pink may stay inside of. So it's a built-in guide coat. So that's the color transitioning part of it for sanding, because you sand off the pink and it goes to the gray undercolor. Now, first off, if you see that scenario, you've got a low spot, scuff the pink out a little bit before you put a skim coat of a filler or putty in there if you need to. If you can continue blocking and sand it all out and get it straight, then great, fantastic. But if you've got a very low spot with the Optex Super Build primer, scuff up the primer, take off that pink, apply a little bit of filler or putty of your choice over top of it, block it straight, and then reprime it, and then follow the same process. Now, I've got some questions in the past. Well, I've sprayed the Optex Super Build primer and there's no pink. What happened? Okay, so here's what we found out with the Optex Filler. And the question we had about that is, I applied it very thin and it didn't go to the color. So the chemist explained this to me, and God love him, you know, if he's listening to this, I tried to put this into a format that's easy to understand. He used big words and my eyes glassed over. I know, I've said it before. So what happens is, as these products tend to cure, polyesters create their own heat. It's an exothermic reaction. When you use Rage Optex or any of the other Optex fillers, what happens with that is it's going to create some heat to create that transition from the pink over to the blue-green. When you apply it very thin, it still cures, but it doesn't generate that heat to kill the pink. So if you were to apply a very thin application of Rage Ultra and a thicker application, they stay the same color because there is no color transitioning pigment. When you do that with Rage Optex, paper thin and then a thick mass, the thick mass will change colors faster. The thin mass may not necessarily lose all of its pink, especially if you went down to where it's just paper thin. So if you see that, don't be alarmed. If you take your sandpaper and sand onto it and it powders up okay, then you're going to be fine. So that's where, if it doesn't transition over to pink, want to let you know. Now for the primer, same thing. If you're spraying it thin, there's not a whole lot of mass there to create heat. But if you've got some left over in your cup and it kicks off and it goes gray, Okay, not to be alarmed. That's because it had enough material there for that thermal mass to kick up some heat and dissipate the pink. So if you sprayed on a lot of material, over 30 mils, it could create enough heat to lose some of the pink. Likewise, if you were to incorporate or expose it to heat, say you bake it for a long time, it can lose some of the pinkness. If you roll it outside in the sun, the heat's going to dissipate the pinkness, and as well the UV is going to help to bleach out some of that pinkness. So if you spray the product, sand it pretty close to the time period that's defined in the tech data sheet, you're going to have enough of that pink guide coat to work with. If it's in the spray booth and it gets hot for a long period of time, you only need 30 minutes. It's going to have some pinkness to it, but after that, you leave it around for a while, you roll it out in the sun, it's going to lose a little bit of that pinkness. It's just because of what it's designed to do. It's a sacrificial coating that's on the outside of the primer. So if you have some material left over in your cup, you spray on a lot of material onto your panel or your vehicle, and it's in excess of 30 mils, that's where it may lose a little bit of that pinkness. I just wanted to put that out there so that no one's alarmed whenever they see that. So anyways, just want to kind of explain a little bit between the Optex color transitioning system, what it means for a filler, what it means for a primer. More to come for the discussion on those later. As always, take care and stay safe out there.